Wah Yahweh. Double honors to apostles and elders in New York. Great Millstone. My name is Maya Gala Bungad with Chicago branch of Great Millstone. All right, and just remember the Pasach, the Passover is tomorrow. All right, when the sun sets, just remind you Akim and Akwaf, well, you serious Akwaf. All right, it's a solemn assembly. You know, it's not a dinner. All right, just like the Elder Tahar says, but we don't get into this guy, Solbeg, that's here on the right. This chick right here. So, all right, and I'll finish show what you put right here. Let me see. All right, the lost tribes lie. All right, black Hebrew Israelites explain. Well, we're not black Hebrew Israelites. We're Israelites. All right, black is a color. All right, it's not a nationality. Our name is our nationality is Yasharallah. What people usually say Israel. Our ethnic group is Israelites, which is Bond Yasharallah. And then we go about our tribes. You know, somebody might be from the tribe or what. Ephraim was his Arpayam, et cetera, et cetera. All right. Black has nothing to do with it. Also so-called blacks and the only Israelites. The Israelites also so-called Israelites, also the so-called Native Americans or American Indians and so-called Latinos are Israelites too. All right. And that black is a bad word our enemies put on us here in North America in the 17th century and in the Latin America and the Caribbean. All right, the Negro word, which is Spanish for black, was put on them on the 15th century. All right, so that had nothing to do with us. All right, that bad word. All right, that's not who we are. All right, but anyway, let's go right here. Section 107, fair use, YouTube. All right, use it for educational purposes. I'm gonna play this clip. All right, watch this. He's gonna fall up his own sword. All right, and these proponents of Christianism. All right, watch this.
What is the history of the origin of Black Hebrew Israelites? Who was the person who started it, and why is it so integrated in the Black community?
Yeah, that's really interesting. So, there's a group called One West that started it, and I think Vocab is more of an expert than I am on the historical roots of it. But there's this group called One West that are based out of, I think it's Harlem. And that's kind of where it began among the American African-American community, if I could say that, American Black community.
See, he don't know what the heck he talking about. All right. One West then started, and One West then started, One West then start. The Israelites didn't start in One West. In North America, they started One West. All right, way before that, man. All right, before we came over on the shores, we knew we was Israelites. You go right here to the Jewish Virtual Library. All right, it said Mali. All right, it's over there in Africa, Mali. All right, where the Mandinkas at, which are Israelites. All right, it said during the 8th century, the Radhanites, all right, Judean, all right, multiple lingual traders began to settle in Timbuktu, Mali. There they established a trading center, which they set up a network of training routes throughout the desert. More Jews began to arrive in 14th, 15th century, fleeing the Spanish Inquisition. Then in 1492, the local king, Askia Muhammad, threatened the Jews with death if they did not convert to Islam. All right. As historian Leo Africans wrote in 1526, the king Askia is the declared enemy of the Jews. Well, he was a Jake anyway, he just bugged out on that Islam. He said he will not allow any to live in the city if he hears it it said that a Berber merchant with figures with them, does business with them, he confiscate his goods. While some chose conversion, many fled from the country. All right. So, there you go, man. All right. It says let's skip down here. All right. It said in the mid 1990s, however, thousands of so-called hidden Jews began a Malian Jewish revival in Timbuktu, Mali. Many reclaiming their Jewish heritage. In 1993, Ismail Daede Hadadara, a historian from Timbuktu, established an organization called Zakur Timbuk, a search for friendship with Jewish world. This organization is predominantly composed of Malians, descendants of Jews. Over the years, much of Malian jewelry has been uncovered as one concealed to avoid persecution. Okay. All right, so this is before One West, man, way before, man. All right, let me go right here, Mali. Let me see. All right, so we've been in there, man. Mali, let me see, cause something else I want to get, but hold on. All right. I guess, hold on, Jews, September 2. All right. So, and usually they'll say F.S. Cherry or William S. Crowley. Even that's incorrect because we before that. So I just showed it right here. All right. Now later on, about 5 minutes, around about 5 minutes and a couple seconds, he said that the curly fries are offended that we say that we are the Israelites and they're not, and said we had basically absolutely nothing to do with it. But here go the records right here. All right, this is also written by this book right here, Chosen People. All right, the Eve from Kana, the word Eve. All right, well, some people in say Ewe is Eve. All right, it goes back to Hebrew word Abar. All right, which is the word Hebrew come from the ancient Lashwan Kadash word Abar, means from the past, from Kana. What is Kana? Broken Hebrew for what? Canaan. Well, people say Canaan in English, man. All right. Let's see the Lashwan Kadash here. Now watch this sister compare. And you see right here it says the kete cloth with visible hands representing the kap or the yad hand pictograph, zigzag among the water pictograph. You can see it right here. You see the kap. All right. I think this the water right here. All right. You see it said kete cloth with a variant ha. You can see it right there, the ha. All right. It says right here, West African pot with the ha and the ma personified as an alligator and a serpent. You can see it right here. Then it said what? The Eve pot with the ka. You can see it right there. See, ka. All right. It says, and a hoe and a sword. All right. And, yeah. Yep. You can see right here. Yep. All right. So there's evidence. So you can see right here, she broke down between Hebrew and Eve. You see right here the pictograph. Talking about Lashwan Kadash. And she put the Eve word, you could see it. Some has similar meanings. Some words sound similar, but some had different meaning. But it sounds just like Lashwan Kadash, except it's just broken. You can see it right here. All right. You can see it, all types of evidence, man. Right here, I am, black app. Yeah, because black app P do look like an I am strong, right? And those who know Lashwan Kadash, know how to pronounce these words and spell them right. Pronunciation of them correct. All right. And then she put right here, results interpretation has some words in the Ewe language. All right. It says what? 90.91%. That's high. All right. All right. Then she goes in here. Hold on. This is a good book to get. Now she going off about the name because the name they have a father is Yahweh. All right. And also Albar or Lashwan Kadash is the father of language. All right. Ewe is not the father of Lashwan Kadash. All right. You can see right here some words, name. All right. Allah. Allah. All right. Allah. All right. We say Aliyah to ascend. Ewe, Leah, Aliyah, climb or descend. You can see it. All right. So there's many evidence that we are the Israelites. You can see it right here. All right. There's more in this book. All right. So, all right. Took care of that. Now watch this. He fought more upon his sword on this one. All right. And many people think, oh, this started in North America and all this stuff. All right, we're a nation of people, man. All right, like I said, we always been here. All right, we always been around before 1969. All right, all right. And that's when our teacher started the Israeli School of Practical Knowledge. Then later on came, I forgot, CG, something like that. Well, you know what Comfy is at. That school got shut down. All right, but we've been here way before that, man. Nat Turner was a Hebrew Israelite. Dan Vesey was a Hebrew Israelite. Gabriel Prosper was a Hebrew Israelite. That's before William S. Crowley and F. Cherry. And before that, we was just showing that book. What we was doing in West Africa. All right, now watch this code right here. Now watch this. He fought more upon his sword. Watch this.
That's kind of where it began. And so I actually, in my historical research, have gone even before that in history. So when you take it, when you go all the way back, I've dug up historical references to places like, is it Argentina, I believe, somewhere in this. Yeah, it's Argentina. There was a group there of native, indigenous Argentinians. This would have been back in the 1500s, 16th century, I think. That had a movement that decided, or tried to teach that they were the lost tribes of Israel.
See that? You had so-called Indians in Argentina. All right, in Argentina. All right, which are what? The tribe of Naphtali. All right, they are the tribe of Naphtali. Okay. Sandal, it was like this is going back in the 1500s. All right, so you can't you can't put us in the 20th century, 18th century. We always been here, man. All right, this the secret that's been hidden from the public, man. Especially you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. All right, everybody know you Israel set for you. And this guy did some research and went to Argentina 1500s. You had so-called Indians in Argentina saying they are the Israelites. All right, so right here, second Esdras, chapter 39, done 40, tell you how the tribes got here. All right. Over here on this side, and you already got these guys, comfy or not comfy. Also, like he passed in the spirit world, where you guys like Zion Let's trying to say, this is the 12 tribes chart is false and everything. Y'all know what y'all talking about. Y'all not speaking the correct Hebrew. All right, which he just a scamming and stuff. Want you to buy more of his stuff. All right, his junk. All right, So, and you see right here, look, telling me some truck, get the hell out of here, man. You know, you simple people fall for that, man. All right. So let's go back to this. All right. So you heard he said Indians in the 1500s in Argentina was teaching the day out of the Israelites. Some of they tried, they taught they was Israelites. All right. So you go this book right here, and this book costs a lot of money, man. It's like $498.33. $498.33. It's called The Medieval Empire of the Israelites. And you brothers, if you actually come across this book, don't throw it away. Take it. All right. So, you go to the library and stuff like, no, I don't know Spanish yet. Not yet. I don't know Spanish yet. All right. So get this book right here if you can. If you can, somebody got it, just get it. Pick it up. If it's cheap, get it. Don't say nothing. Just smile. Give them your $10. That's it. Don't tell them. Cause some people don't know what they got. All right. It's called The Medieval Empire of the Israelites. All right. Now, don't get the book, the Medieval Empire of the Hebrew Israelites. That's a different book. All right. Y'all already know what it looked like. There go the title. All right. So go right here. So he said that the Indians of Argentina, the 1500s, was saying they're Israelites. All right. So you go right here. It says what? In that area. All right. Now, Ecuador, that's Asher, and Argentina, Chile. All right, so I'm going to go right. It said, as regard to South American Indians and their possible relationship to lost tribes of Israel, an article was published in the Israeli newspaper, Maria, of December 1974, with the following content. All right, so what's the old saying? If you want to hide something from a ninja, you put in a book. All right, because Jake won't read it. Jake was reading about Muhammad Ali and Jet magazines and all that garbage, man. All right. But anyway, it said in 1587, the Jesuit Nicholas de Souto was sent to South America by the King of Spain for missionary purpose to convert the Indians to Christianity. In Argentina, Nicholas discovered a people who bore Jewish names, namely Abraham, David, and Moses, and so forth, right? And it was in Lashawan Kadash, all right? It says, but anyway, it said to the question about whether they were circumcised, these people answered thus, yes, just like our ancestors. In this same region were found stone knives used for circumcision. Sharpened stone knives are mentioned also in the Bible as a special instrument of completion of the rite of circumcision. All right. And you have to remember when Yahweh about to destroy Moses for not circumcising his sons, his wife Zipporah picked up a sharp stone and circumcised his son. All right. It says, all right, have a good one. It says the Argentine tribe where a stone slab with 3 commands were found causes no less interest. All right. Do not, let me get this down right here. Hold on for a minute. Do not steal. Hold on for a minute. Do not steal. Do not lie. Do not kill. One, many assume that these commandments from the Old Testament and that they appeared in the lands before the arrival of the Spaniards. All right. It says in 1974, in this very same region were found round stone slabs with menorahs, 7-point candlesticks on them. Along the sides of the menorahs in Arabic language, this is Lashman Kadash, one of Arabic, was inscription Passover, all right, it said Pazak. The Aramaic language we call the language of the ancient Israel. It said along the slab was found a long stone in shape would resemble a brick with engraved on a ship, the emblem of the Zebulon tribe was Zebulon, with the engraved with a Zipporah, the name of Moses' wife, perhaps the name of the ship. All right, it said, does this mean that Jews sail here on ships? It's Israelites, all right, not Jews. Okay. All right, Jews are the ones from the southern kingdom. All right, Judeans. All right, Yahweh. All right, and like I say, you go to Second Esdras 13:39 to 48. Tell you how they got over here. All right. So, yes, that Shalom, man. This guy, his Solberg, fell upon the sword. All right, and like I said, been many attempts, man, by Christianism. All right, trying to say we're lying and all this stuff. You know, then she had the lost tribe lie. Well, really, in a sense, our people was lost, because you have to remember in Matthew 15:24, Yahweh shall say he came from the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So we lost in that fact. It's just that the fact that for centuries, Esau knew who he was because he had the Apocrypha. That's how he knew how to get over here. They had the Apocrypha. All right. And they also knew the scriptures, like the Edomite Christopher Columbus. The scripture is Isaiah 40, verse 2, the earth is round and stuff. All right. And then he got over, he said, we got to get to what? Jerusalem. We talking about the Israelites over here, the northern kingdom, man. All right. So with that, shalom.